Real Madrid versus Juventus, an entertaining round of 16 between two European giants. Let us take a look at how this match unfolded, Real Madrid being the blue and Juventus being the red. Real Madrid approached the game in a 3-4-3 shape, and this is how they looked to play the game out. In possession, we would see Jude Bellingham invert and look to attack the Juventus defense with unpredictable movements outside their 18-yard box. This seemed to be an attempt at dislocating Juventus players and looking to create space. But then Juventus had a really disciplined defensive shape, as they would rarely allow Madrid space to exploit. On the right-hand side is where Real Madrid lacked attacking prowess. As stated, Bellingham would invert, and this would leave space open out wide for Trent to push up. This would not only stretch the Juventus defense horizontally, but it would also mean that Real Madrid would then have more attacking options upfield, especially when the left-hand side of the pitch would be overcrowded. Whenever Real Madrid had possession after a transition, they would look to play passes towards the left-hand side, intending to find Vini Jr. in space. He would then look to use his pace and dribbling to get past defenders, being supported by Fran Garcia, who would overlap. This, as a result, would cause Juventus to prioritize defending this area of the pitch, meaning at times Trent would find himself in space or in 1v1 situations. But it seemed as though he lacked the confidence to exploit these scenarios, as he would oftentimes play the pass backwards, or he would be found deeper and looking stagnant at times. As a result, Madrid's attack was very one-sided, making it easy for Juventus to defend them for most of the game. Whenever Madrid were in possession, high up they would attack in a 2-4-4 or a 3-4-3 shape that would pin back Juventus in a low block, as Juventus did not seem to want to counter-press for most parts. They would instead drop deep and stay compact, denying space for Madrid. So Madrid were attacking in a very high line, and early on we would see an immediate problem with this style of play. Kolo Muani, the Juventus striker, would oftentimes be seen making runs in behind Madrid's defense, especially down the left-hand side where Trent would be defending. It seemed as though this was a tactic from Juventus, as for most of the game, if they were not playing long balls towards the left-hand side, then they would be playing passes, specifically through balls in this area of the pitch, and for most parts, Juventus would have multiple players rotating and attacking this area, occasionally causing issues for Madrid, who were defending in a 4-4-2 shape for most of the game. But then as the game progresses and we would see Juventus have good spells of possession, would see them transitioning to a 5-3-2 shape. Both wing-backs for Juventus would push upfield and drop deep whenever needed, as Juventus defended in a 5-3-2 shape similar to Madrid. Whenever Juventus were in possession, Lloyd Kelly would also at times be seen pushing upfield. Not as aggressive as the wing-backs, but he would step up. Oftentimes we would see Juventus then build up in a 3-5 shape. This is where Vini Jr. was able to find and exploit space in behind, as well as the rest of the Madrid attacking players, destabilizing Juventus' rest defense through quick counters. But Juventus, for the most part, were able to reform their defensive shape and effectively nullify Madrid's attack. Overall, both teams seemed to be the same in terms of how they would approach the game. Both would look to exploit and attack one side of the pitch more than the other. Both would not look to press aggressively. Instead, they would both look to reform their defensive shape, denying space and attacking opportunity, and this led to the game seeming a bit cagey at times. But Madrid did seem to look to be the more aggressive of the two clubs. Not only that, but they were able to create better chances and were able to break down Juventus more than Juventus were able to break them down. As a result, they came away with the win.